Hi everybody, welcome back to Rusty Gears Season 3 Episode 8 with me, Sid, on the SMP. Sorry, those animations just crack me up sometimes. Let me just fill you in on where we are. So last episode we created this, which has been constantly fed. Well, not constantly, but I've been feeding it with everything I can. As and when I go down to the desert, I strip mine out a whole load of sand. We place the sand in the machine, and the machine makes me the things. Now, it hasn't made me a whole load of temporal gears. They're back in my strongbox at the home. A whole load of rusty gears and a whole load of other stuff. So I've made these better crates, which you can see there. We've got 2,100 copper, a whole load of flint, stuff, stuff. 2 ingots worth of gold now, which is nice. The gold, incidentally, I'm not sure whether I mentioned why this is important. So you need gold to make the most OP item in the game. This is the elytra of the Rusty Gears server, as I mentioned before. This is the Angel Belt. Now, I'm not absolutely certain I want an Angel Belt this early on in the season. Just a personal thing, but I think once you get Creative Flight, I had it with Terra Firma Craft, where we ended up with means of travelling which were faster, like Creative Flight and stuff like that, the boats. And I think you would get the same with Vintage Story, is you lose the quaintness of pounding the ground, so to speak, of actually walking over stuff and, you know, working on that. So the junk shop is absolutely covered in junk now. I've got much jewellery, which we can use to trade with. We've got some bits of items of clothing, wine racks, more bell racks, more barricades, more boxes. We've got a protective suit rack. I haven't got a protective suit, but I have got a protective suit rack. I've got broken protective suit rack. I've got many things, and I've been out doing a little bit of dungeoning, and I'm going to do one in recording. I think I found one that hasn't been found. But I mean, as you can imagine, on a multiplayer server like this, everything gets found pretty quickly, which is why I know Shino is looking to get the first teleporter out there. I think it'll probably be south to get us warmer climates, ready for winter. And you know, we've been busy. We've tidied up. I put some more. I put basically a box in here for every rock except for a couple, which I think I've never actually ever seen myself, and Scoria and Tough. But we've got a box for mist rocks anyway, but you've got your Suvite, you've got shale, everything's there now. And we've taken a lot of the ones that had things and put those in just to kind of unclutter this space. Punk has done this. I'm not sure whether we showed you last time, but it grows, and Candy's been on and done a whole load of cooking, evidently. Carrot soup. You can see some of these just are spoiling so quickly, it's not even funny. These have got 80 odd days, so those are good for, well, I mean, they should be good for each. We're on 1 hour to the hour. 1 hour to the day, I should say. So 24-hour day is 24, just shy of 24 days. Oops, sorry. That was not in game. That was a sound outside. You know when you hear weird sounds that sound like maybe they're in game. Anyway, what else has been happening is I placed the gate down there and did the path, and no one GHF. And I still think it's a shame that we haven't got someone called someone and someone called anyone on the server, because then we could actually get the who made this. No one, someone must have made it. It wasn't someone. Well, it wasn't just anyone. No, it was no one. You know, comedy skit. And I've gone in and I've done. I put the portcullis in, and this moved the gate back a little bit from the original, and I put the floors in. Between episodes, And I also built this. I gave up my little lit chimney and my things, and I've been shouted back in a second. Sorry about that. Cats. They're as bad as kids. So yeah, this is the thing. As I say, Punk's got the gatehouse done. The walls are starting to take shape, and we've got that. Now, one of the things I need to do today, you can probably see I have already started digging down there, is I need to move that path over to the other side of the lake. Probably fill or replace the lake and move the fields over as well. So, but now we know where the walls are, we can probably get the I think we've got quite a lot of terra preta, so that's one thing I want to do today. It's not the most exciting thing in the world, but it is a thing. And as we approach, well, we're not quite at the end of summer yet. Now the cat wants to go out because she's a pain. Yeah, as we approach the end of summer, it's cooling down, and we may be able to get some crops in, because this particular biome gets too hot in the winter time. I mean the summertime, midsummer, it's in the 40s, and there's very few crops survive that. So this is doing its thing again until that sand runs out, which wasn't a huge amount. But yeah, big success. Anyway, I will be back in a minute once I've decided what this cat wants. See you in a moment. Alright, that's relocated the path over. There's a little bit of landscaping over here, I think. We just need to bring that back down. One, I don't like these when they're too tall. That kind of gives you that, I don't know, it's the wrong, I think it's just the wrong impression that you get out of it. So let's have a look. Now there are, however, somebody got their iron blocks, but this will be the edge of the pit to stop the bunnies getting in, right over to here. And I'm wondering, I can't do much unless I drop this all back there. There's not much I can do about that, so that's fine. This needs to go all the way down here, and then we need to fill in down here. Now, it doesn't matter that it's medium quality soil, because I think we're going to use terra preta this time. We'll get the farm situated, and I think if I can manage it, because that will be there, that would be where we would stop. I'm going to see if we can't squeeze another one in, so we've got 4. Because when the growing season's right, you can really hammer these things down, and the andesite walls are pretty cheap, so that's not a problem. But we'll just dig to here for now, and I suppose the next thing is going to be relocate the farms, or relocate the farm boundaries, and then backfill all of this lot, and kill all the bunnies, of course, because there'll be lots of bunnies down there. There always is. Right. Let's take these out, shall we? Back in a moment. Alright, we have relocated everything over. I even backfilled all of this. I haven't backfilled this bit, which I didn't intend to fall into. But that's easy enough to fix. And the main reason for that is so I could say that no bunnies were harmed in the making of this episode. This bunny and these bunnies have not been harmed. I cannot guarantee that that state of affairs will continue, but as of right now, they are healthy. Whoever these iron ingots are, and this bottle, I'll try and remind everybody in chat in the Discord, but yeah, they're there. I haven't moved them because I don't know whose they are to notify people of their relocation. So, however, these will need to go onto the new path. Well, that's lit there. Let's pop one there. If you can hear an alarm going off in the background, it is that time of the day when my neighbour's alarm goes off incessantly. I don't know why it goes off at this time of the day. I don't know why it never stops going off. Damn you. But it does, and it's really, really enjoyable, as I'm sure you can imagine. But anyway, relocated. I do need to grab my box, and I need to make myself a new replacement shovel, because I had to revert to my replacement shovel, and we need to make a replacement hoe, and we also need to plant these, but it is still very, very hot. I mean, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, and it's just crested 30. This is Egypt summer hot. This actually should be desert, those temperatures, to be honest. Maybe not. But maybe. Who knows? Anyway, we've got some bits and pieces to put away. We've got some tools to recraft, because I used the hoe. There is a flint, but yeah, I can replace a flint hoe with yet another flint hoe. But there was a bronze hoe, so I'll replace that, because I am a good neighbour. I'll also put the remains. I didn't use every bit of TerraPrater. There is a little bit left. There you go. There's also a reasonable amount of... Oh, I wanted some flint, didn't I? Let me make sure. I should always carry some flint. Did not want that much. Okay. That'll do. Dirt. That's what I was looking for. Dirty dirt. The pig generation splitter. I will be interested to see how that works, because I have never managed to come up with a good way of splitting my pig generations or other animal generations, although having seen a few of the things on here, I'm beginning to understand a few tricks. Like Gran has got a... Oh, look, there's the babies. Basically, it's just a low wall that the babies can get under, but the chickens can't. So once they've bred, you go and chase them through, let the chickens grow up, make sure you've got a rooster and things, and off you go. It looks like someone's been culling as well, so that's all good. Or, well, not if you're a chicken. Anyway, I'm going to make myself another shovel head and a thing, mainly from scraps, because you get quite a lot back. I'm also going to see what can I eat. Yum. That's filling stuff. Oh, it's gone. Okay, I'll just put my empties there. Need an empty system. Yeah, so we've got, let's have a look. I already made a spare shovel head last night, actually. And I've got 20 plus those, so we can take those. We can grab that. We can take this scrap from that and that. And you see, that was almost, it wasn't quite, but it was almost a full house. And we've actually got enough to make a hoe. I don't think we've got a hoe mold, have we? Map, axe, pro pick. I don't even know if there is a hoe mold, actually. Pickaxe, hammer, mailbox. Yeah, there is. Okay. That's my replacement shovel for my box. Yeah, we might as well cook. I always do that, put it in the chest. I don't know why I always do it. I just always do it. And I'm not sure whether that helps speed things up or not, but it's just kind of habit now that you split them out. So I'll get those made. While that is then doing, I'm going to keep my eye on the temperature, but I mean, look at it, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. And we are already at 30 degrees. I've got a little bit of crap to put away as well there at some point. So the number of crops we can safely plant at the moment is limited. That'll go to 40. That'll go to 40. So if it goes beyond 40, none of those are any good. Sunflower seeds 40. Turnips are definitely not spring summer seeds, so they don't want to go in there. Carrots will go to 32, possibly 35, 32. Felt will go to 40, so that is probably a summer. These are all mixed up, aren't they? Onion will go to 40. If it doesn't go beyond 40, we're laughing. Turnips, turnips, turnips. Flax. Flax is pretty much all year round. That's iffy, and that's definitely not. And I have no idea where the amaranth seeds have gone. We planted loads, and they've all gone. And I can't get any more in there because of the peanut shells. I think we need to do something about the seed storage next. Maybe. I mean, in terms of flax, we don't need a huge amount. We've got a metric crap ton of linen. So anyway, that is that. Let me just sort these out, and then I'll be back and we'll get on with the next thing, which is something I've been meaning to make for a while. So I'll be back in a moment. Alright, this is the start. We are making our storm shelter, and doing it over here near the house, or just off the road. It's all dug out ready. We need to replace, but I'd originally intended to do it here, but we got a problem. So this brings us up by the roadside, which is ideal. We can put a little hatch, everything can go, you can get in there, that's great. The problem is during a temporal storm, mobs spawn in any air blocks, which means that all of this needs to be filled, which is going to be a right royal pain in the backside. However, we are going to have to do it. So I'm going to be going through a fair bit of dirt, I feel, just to get this in, because if this isn't filled, then we're just going to end up with drifters of all shapes and sizes getting stuck in here instead of in the trap where we want them. I'll be honest, I don't see a huge value to this as a mechanism, because the sifting mechanism gets me temporal gears for days. Well, not for days, but you know, it's a good return on investment, which means that you don't really need to sit there farming drifters in a temporal storm, aiming for those elusive, especially, well, the elusive temporal gear drops, or the double-headed drifter, which is always a temporal gear. So, you know, there's that, but that's the nature of modern anything. You tend to find as you add mods, you take away functionality from other features of a game. I've mentioned this on many Minecraft Let's Play. So yeah, I mean, it's a thing, and it's a thing we have to live with, I'm afraid. If we put mods in, they will break the functionality of some other bits of the game. Typically, not always, but typically. However, I do need to fill this in, which means I am going to need a whole load of either stone or dirt. I'm suffering with really weird lag spikes as well. I think dirt is probably the easiest one for us to get, but there's a lot of stuff to fill in. It'll probably take maybe 20 or so stacks, maybe a little bit more. So first things first, I suppose we probably should take down some of the, well, I mean, the problem is the dirt actually has a practical function in life. And that, of course, is the making of roads, which I am also doing between episodes. I haven't done anything on that for a while other than what we've done today, but you know, if I use all the dirt up on road on filling a hole in, I won't have any for roads. So I'm sure the other players have got absolutely bucket loads though, but I think I'm going to strip this of its dirt, because this is going to be within the walls. We don't need it, so it needs to go. Might as well wear out this old shovel, and then we can move forward, can't we? I'll leave the dirt bridge. That's my concession. I'll leave the dirt bridge behind. Alright, I'll be back in a bit. Alright, well that was fun. Not. But I have already used half of the durability on my shovel. I mean, that's ludicrous. But anyway, that is now full. There is no spawnable space in those caves behind me. It took about 10 or so stacks of dirt, and I have got nowhere. I really do need to pick up my pace on this and get some hooferator done, I think. Some what's-my-jig even. Because I haven't got anywhere to stash these dirt. Now, I don't like throwing anything away, because everything is useful at some point in its lifespan. I'm just going to stick the dirt in there for now. Keep hold of you. Got a whole load of rockage, so that can go in there. I am going to take... What to use? Let's take some sandstone. We'll take some slate. And I think I had some smooth slates pre-thing, plus some aged sandstone that could work. I mean, it's completely irrelevant. Let's not beat around the bush here. This does not need to be anything fancy. However, it is going to be. I did, between episodes, also have to make to create my first meteor thing. My pick broke. I've got a steel pick in my thing, which was a Prezi, and I use it sparingly. I've got massive durability. It's a tier 5 tool, and I want it to last, basically. But this will give me a base or a foundation to work from. I'm going to have walls on this. It's going to be done. It's going to be nice. The previous version was not nice. The version that I have built in okay, yeah. Yeah, I was having really bad lag spikes, and it was just a runaway memory leak on Windows, usual stuff. I'm not going to rag on Windows. I work with Windows, and it does what I want it to do. Oh yes, of course. Hang on. I am going to rag on the fact that I now have a build box, and I need to go and get that. But I also need 2 doors and 4 trapdoors. Yeah, but I'll need my build box, because without my build box I ain't getting nothing. Oops, not asterisk. Right, so yeah, we'll get on with that, and I shall be back with you in a moment. Alright, oops. Yeah, you can tell I've had to restart, can't you? CPU's cooking off again. Anyway, I've been and got the build box. I also grabbed the doors I think I'm going to need. What I'm going to need to start off with is my finishing chisel and my hammer. I'm going to make myself some good tools like this, because these are things. I need one. That was two. Also got some garbage food here that's spoiling. I've just been finishing it off. That's another couple for those, one for there and one for there. Then we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These things are obviously not infinite, so let's make exactly what we need. I brought a few bits and pieces of sandstone that I picked up along the way as well. Hello, there we go. But this should give us the basis for our things, and then we need 10 more. For this bit. Those are going to be... I'm trying to think how I'm going to do this. I'm going to need 8 for in there, but we'll come back to that. Let's take out that for starters, and we'll just stick in our first bit of sandstone. And then this all comes around. This is all going to be sandstone around this area, all the way up to the top. But let's start with the bottom edge. And well, let me dig this lot out and get some bits and pieces in, shall we? And we'll see how we go. In fact, let me just stick that on top. Oh, that would probably make sense, wouldn't it? Yeah. Right, and build box. And I need you. So I'll grab these out. I'll start make a start on building up, and we'll be back in a sec. Alright, we are just wrapping up the chiselling. I elected to go ceiling floor. It's easier to occupy the airspace with ceiling floor than it is floor and wall. So, because these middle bits would have required ceiling floor anyway, so it would have looked odd. Whereas if you go ceiling floor across the range, it's a uniform look. The only place where ceiling floor isn't actually the thing is where the ladders are, and there is a reason for that, but we'll come to that in a moment. Right now, I'm just taking off the last layer. I'm not sure whether I could get away with a thinner layer. I'm not sure whether it's worthwhile anyway, because you can move around in here quite adequately. And you know, you can get out here, jump up, and you're out. We can pop our chiseling tools away. Probably just put some of these bits of spare stuff away as well for temporary storage, because I'm going to need a little bit of wiggle room just to come and place this. We need to pick you up. I may need to replace that because, you know, water flows and everything. But that'll get rid of a little bit of inventory space on our part. We can pick you up. Everything should look okay. Let me just use a bit of dirt to reset that. Now, I'm not sure whether this is just flowing to the lowest point or not, which it looks to be. So let's fix that problem immediately, like so. Oh, and you know what I've done, don't you? Oh, I'm starving to death. That's apart from the fact that I keep taking my eye off of my food bar, which, you know, is not a good survival trait. But it doesn't matter. We'll come up and grab a block of water, and we shall place that there, and that should come out to here quite comfortably, and then we can grab this lot and place a block there. It should come out to there quite comfortably, and then I think we take out those two, and those two, those two, and those two, and those two, and that should give me a water flow that pushes everything towards the middle here. And then if you're playing on the server and you watch this, if you're fortunate enough to fall in, all you need to do is open these doors and crouch, and you're in. And to use it, you just get yourself down here. There's a nice little trapdoor there. You come into the bunker. You come on, get down, button yourself up, and you just stand in here and you stab with a spear of your choice, or weapon of your choice. But when you've got a dead drifter in there and there's no drifters about, you open that up, close it up, the drifter flows in, you cut him up with your knife, rinse and repeat. And that is it. That is all there is to this. But the key here, I know that is occupying 2 spaces. That is not a spawnable space, as are the trapdoors. I know that putting trapdoors on the ceiling all the way around worked, and I know that putting stones on the floor worked. I don't know whether it works for these chisels. So the first time we actually test this could be our first death on the server. This really is that simple. Although, you know, I can teleport away and then I can run around a lot. That's always an option. You just jump to get up, and there you go. We have our storm shelter at last. And yeah, all looks good. I was thinking about putting I might put some bushes around it, maybe chop some things. I did also hear a drifter over this direction, and what I don't know is if there is another cave around here. So that might be something we need to hunt down and fill, because, you know, it'll have the same problem. But on that note, I think we're going to call this one an episode. I'm going to go and sort out my food situation, and I'll take a photo, a screenshot, alt, of that, and we're good. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.